Do it. It's unfair.
We would be honored if you would join us.
So here's a video that no one ever really wants to make, because who wants to deal with a question like this? But I'm going to tackle the pink elephant in the room. Episode 8. Whether you liked it or you didn't, it caused a big shift in Star Wars, and longtime fans have even dropped the franchise. Even some boycotted Solo, which was a great movie, but it unfortunately suffered because of The Last Jedi. Before we start, whether it flops or not, I'm not going anywhere, so you don't have to worry about that. Now, regardless what your view is, there's a ton of skepticism for Episode 9. And I learned this in the last video I made, which you guys all requested for me to make a theory about Episode 9. Traitor! It's kind of almost suicidal from a YouTuber's perspective to make a video on it because the comment section will be so divided, and that can always sort of reflect on your channel, which is never the intention, but it happens. What can you do? So for debate purposes, let's get to it. What if Episode 9 fails? What happens if it sucks? Let's say we get a short scene of Luke as a Force ghost and he's just the same old whiny hermit. We don't see him use his lightsaber or any new powers, and the whole idea of his vulnerability as a mortal is out the window now that he's dead. First of all, I'll say what they need to do is create some sort of mortality to the Force ghosts so that it makes them more vulnerable. That would make it exciting and create a sense of vulnerability to the characters once again, now that, they're dead. In the event that it's just Rey and Kylo, they fall in love, so Reylo theory actually happens, or they kill off Lando too, which I hope doesn't happen, and the whole plot overall is just weak, filled with Canto Bite type of fillers and politics, then yeah, the story will suck, and you can expect me to rip it apart in 2 years' time. Now, I'm keeping my faith until then, and I'm staying very respectful. That's why you haven't seen me rip apart The Last Jedi too much, because I'm just trying to keep the peace. However, if this is going to happen, we leave the theater and ultimately feel betrayed by the sequel trilogy, then what will become of our beloved Star Wars? Well, it'll suck, but moving forwards, as we always must, we've got the best yet to come. See, I'm not too worried about the sequels. To me, Episode 1 to 6 is all that I need. 9 is the missing puzzle piece, and if done well, it could make 8 amazing, or kind of leave it in the confused state that it is, and that has left many. My sights, however, if Episode 9 fails, will be immediately redirected to the Obi-Wan spin-off, which is hinted to be a trilogy. This will cover Obi-Wan from his time just after Revenge of the Sith, all the way up to Episode 4, where he officially meets Luke. This can cover Maul, it can cover him talking to Qui-Gon Jinn as a Force ghost, which means we could see Liam Neeson reprise his role. We could see some parts of Yoda, we could see some parts of Vader, we could see Emperor Palpatine. The list is literally endless with what they could do for an Obi-Wan spin-off. It's literally just as sensitive of a timeline as the sequel, so I hope it's done right. And if it is, then it won't be as hard of a hit if Episode 9 sucks. Now, my faith for Episode 9 is still very high. I think JJ is very talented, and I think he'll do a good job going into this knowing the type of backlash that was presented from Episode 8. Just think about it, the guy has a lot of pressure on him. He's got to finish the trilogy, and the entire saga is on his shoulders. I think he'll be much more careful with his decisions this time. Oh, that kind of sounded like Vader.
I think he'll be more careful with his decisions this time.
That said, my motto is kind of like, prepare for the worst, hope for the best type of thing. So in the event it all sucks, I want you all to wait for the Obi-Wan spin-off. Stay excited for it, because I think that one will be done well. I am absolutely sure they'll recast Ewan McGregor. I just can't see them casting someone else knowing how mad fans would be. Then after the Obi-Wan movie, we've got the films from the Game of Thrones directors, which I'm almost as excited for, since those guys are really creative, and if anyone can bring us a world of fantasy, action, war, and heroism, it's them, whether it's going to take place in the Old Republic or not, which I'm hoping it will. And after that, there's about another 10 years, as of only right now that's been announced, for more Star Wars films and shows. The milking of Star Wars is literally endless. And I'm somewhat glad Episode 8 got backlash this early in the game, because that means we've got the long road to look forwards to, hopefully. I'm being very hopeful in believing that they know what we like at this point and what we don't, and they will take that into consideration when making more movies. I mean, we can literally get a Mace Windu movie, Darth Maul, Qui-Gon, Yoda, Count Dooku, more Anakin and Obi-Wan like the comics, and what I most want is a Palpatine anthology movie, and so much more. The possibilities are endless here. The money is there, the demand is there, the talent is there, so I know if they want to deliver it well, they will. If Episode 9 sucks, we've still got a lot more to focus on, and I hope it'll be done right. So stay optimistic, my friends, like I am. That said, in the event Episode 9 disrespects the characters and ultimately fails our expectations, I will definitely be making a video not holding back my thoughts. So, let me know, are you guys skeptical about Episode 9, or are you excited? Let's keep the hope strong until we see for ourselves, shall we? And then we'll know for sure. Thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you all have an awesome day, and I will see you all in the next episode of Star Wars Theory. Until then, my fellow Jedi and Sith friends, remember,
The Force will be with you. Always.
Now, fulfill your destiny.